My name is Mercedes, and I choreograph large-scale installations with dance and musical performances. And the first time that I heard about Joseph Beuys, I was actually an art student in Buenos Aires, and I remember seeing this image of a man wrapped in a felt blanket with a coyote sitting next to him. And I didn't know it at the time, but it was actually his 1974 performance, I Like America and America Likes Me. And I was very struck by this image because at the time I was heavily involved in the performance art scene in Buenos Aires, and me and all of my friends were very interested in this idea that there is no Spanish word for the word performance, and instead it can only be directly translated to acción. And so this image really made me think of an acción, or an action, and that is of course because Joseph Beuys, all of his work was very related to performance art, to actions, to happenings. He was really one of the founders of the term social sculpture, which is heavily influential for contemporary artists today. But at the same time, I think that even at that point when I was just a student, I knew that I had to be very careful about the artists that I was going to reference and the history of performance artists that I wanted to relate to in my own work. And so for me, even though I have been aware of Joseph Beuys and of course his huge influence in Western history, I have always been much more interested in artists like Ana Mendieta or Graciela Carnevale. And I think that part of that is because I believe that as artists we should constantly be questioning the versions of art history that are fed to us. I do think that one of the things I share with Beuys is something that my professors really instilled in me, this idea that my practice should have a life of its own, and also that every part of my practice should come together. If it's the installations that I'm making, to the sculptures, to the performances, to the scores that I'm writing, to the books and the research that I'm doing, to the images that I am working with, and to the music that I'm making. Everything should come together as a whole. One of my favorite quotes by Beuys is, "A total work of art is only possible in the context of the whole of society."